Welcome to the Alpine Church of Spiritual Living this morning. Glad to see all of you here. Know that if you are watching this on YouTube at a later time, that we appreciate you and your energy as well. And if you appreciate and have some positive energy coming your way by communication with our church, please go on our website, alpinechurchofspiritualliving.org, and push the donate button, and we would appreciate that. I'm going to be reading the thought for the week. It's entitled Giving and Receiving. As we consider the theme this month of A Hymn of Grateful Praise, I am drawn to sharing some of the Native American Indian wisdom found in Robin Wall Kimmerer's book, Braiding Sweetgrass. She states plants know how to make food and medicine from light and water, and then they give it away. Humankind receives gifts like these daily from the plant kingdom without even blinking an eye. Lewis Hyde, a scholar and writer, writes, "It is the cardinal difference between gift and commodity exchange that a gift establishes a feeling bond between two people." To explain the term Indian giver, quote unquote, in its appropriate manner is to realize that the Native American culture operates on gift economy, where gifts are not free. The essence of the gift is that it creates a set of relationships. The currency of a gift economy is, at its root, reciprocity. The indigenous people understood the value of the gift to be based in reciprocity and would be affronted if the gifts did not circulate back to them. The Native American teachings counsel that whatever has been given is supposed to be given away again. This Sunday's message is entitled Giving and Receiving. All the many gifts Mother Earth and the Divine Creator give each and every day are based on reciprocity, a natural exchange that flows in abundance and generosity. In our consumer-based society, we lose sight of honoring the gifts Mother Nature freely gives us as we fiendishly consume, hoard, and abuse her gifts. What if we placed ourselves in the seat of being grateful for all living things, including literally the air we breathe being produced by growing plants? The Divine Creator, God, Love, Spirit, truly operates from the standpoint of wholeness, where all is connected at a core level, one to another. Let us recognize, honor, and be grateful for the indigenous reciprocal, relationships we have in life. Say with me, I stop and extend my gratitude to all of God's creations and allow to live in balance and harmony with all. So I'd like you to consider this morning and throughout the rest of this week all of the things that God has provided for you. And I'm not talking about the stuff, the things. I'm talking more about what I just wrote in the thought for the week. What's in the plant kingdom that sustains us, that gives us all the things that we have need of. I don't know about you, but for me, I typically don't go through a day thinking about it. It does not literally come up in my conscious awareness of what is really going on around me. Because my head is too busy thinking about, what am I going to have for dinner tonight? I wonder what time the Padres are playing. Literally things like that take up my time and my space in my head and in my emotions. And so and it's interesting, they say, you talk about what you need to know, what you need to learn. And it is so true, because I'm not one of those people that go around hugging trees. Although I will say I am so grateful many times when I look out at my backyard and I see those oak trees that I'm sure are probably a couple, 200 or 300 years old. And I mentally give them an embrace and send them mental energy if I'm not right there next to them. Life is grandeur, more immense, more awesome than what we do realize on a day in and day out basis. Think about how God has orchestrated all of the things in nature to live so harmoniously together, so much in balance together. I know most of you in this room know that my favorite scripture, which we have now on this banner that I was given for my birthday, is Psalms 18:24. This is the day the Lord has made. I shall rejoice and be glad in it. I didn't have to do it. The Lord, energy, source, has made this day and given me everything that I have need of. I don't know how many of you we're reading our opening statement now. I usually use the same one each month. I'll change it out each month. Our theme this month is a hymn of grateful praise. And it came to me because growing up in the Methodist church, this was one of the songs that we sang. For the beauty of each hour of the day and of the night, hill and vale and tree and flower, sun and moon and stars of light, for the joy of ear and eye, for the heart and mind's delight, for the mystic harmony, linking sound to sound and sight. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. It's for us to be grateful, for us to be recognizing that we have been lavishly provided with on this earth plane. One of the basic teachings of our science of mind is that what we focus on increases, and what we think about, we bring about. And so when we set ourselves in that seat of receptibility, of seat of gratitude, the seat of knowing and recognizing how beautifully life has been orchestrated for our benefit, how rich we are. And I am not talking about money. There was a wise woman once who was traveling in the mountains, and she found a precious, extremely valuable stone in a stream. The next day, she met another traveler who was hungry, and the wise woman opened her bag to share her food. The hungry traveler saw her precious stone and asked the woman to give it to him. She did so without hesitation. The traveler left rejoicing in his good fortune because he knew that this stone was worth enough to give him security for the rest of his life. But a few days later, he came back to return the stone to the wise woman. I've been thinking, he said, I know how valuable this stone is, but I want to give it back to you in hope that you will give me something even more precious. And she says, of course, but what is it that you want? She asked. And the traveler replied, I want whatever you have within you that enabled you to give away this stone. God provides for our every need, that we have everything that we have need of. And as I wrote in the thought for the week, it is about reciprocity. This life is based on exchange, on a give and a take, on a giving and a receiving, and a circular flow, and a mutual benefit. In Robin Wall Kimmerer's book, The Braiding Sweetgrass, she has a chapter entitled The Gift of Strawberries. And there was one paragraph in it that I wanted to share with you this morning. She's been talking about the strawberries, the wild strawberries, and how they grow. She says, what I mean, of course, is that our human relationship with strawberries is transformed by our choice of perceptive. It is human perception that makes the world a gift. When we view the world this way, strawberries and humans alike are transformed. The relationship of gratitude and reciprocity thus developed can increase the evolutionary fitness of both plant and animal. A species and a culture that treat the natural world with respect and reciprocity will surely pass on genes to ensuing generations with a higher frequency than the people who have destroyed it. The stories we choose to shape our behaviors have adaptive consequences. So she's talking about an evolutionary process here in our way of living, in the way that we are commingling the energy and the essence of this planet that we are living on, this Mother Earth, and how it is going to increase for abundance for ourselves and the planet, or it can go the other direction. Because this life is based on wholeness, on oneness, that no one single person is higher or lower than another. And that's demonstrated for us in John chapter 13, verses 12 through 17. This is where Jesus is washing the feet of the disciples. He said, when he had washed their feet, he put on his robes and sat down, and he said to them, do you know what I have done to you? You call me teacher and Lord, and what you say is well, for I am. If I then, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, how much more should you wash one another's feet? For I have given you this as an example, so that just as I have done to you, you should also do. Truly, truly, I say to you, there is no servant who is greater than his master, and no apostle who is greater than he who sent him. If you know these things, blessed are you if you do them. Jesus is telling us, showing us by example, that the master is the servant, and the servant equates to the master. That this life is one of a flow of no hierarchy per se. That there are times in our lives when we are going to be up, and there are times in our lives when we're going to be down. And when we can see someone in our existence, in our relationships, that is down, it is up to us to extend that hand, offering to raise them up, to show them the truth of what they are, and allow them to come shining forth. You see, this life typically, and I'm talking a lot to me, is very dualistic in its nature. That we have these rungs, that this person is low because they're down here, and that person's high because they're up here. And if we can just ferret that out, if we can just sift through all of that qualification, all of those standards, and let ourselves rest in the knowledge that we are all equal, including all of the animals, all of the planet, that we are all made in the divine. Richard Rohr wrote, the soul's journey into God, as Bonaventure put it, was to learn how to see the unity of all being, how to look for this partially hidden God, and how to honor those footprints everywhere once they are seen. It was a surrender to gratitude and to immerse confidence that we are a part of something very good. The result is a continuous life of appreciation, reverence, non-consumption, and simple joy, while still living a very helpful life in the world. I'm asking you today, this week, I'm asking me to open our awareness, open our lives, open our hearts to being grateful for what simply is all around us, so that it will prosper, that it will multiply, and it will grow, to give thanks for it, to sing that song of praise for all that is around us, and especially for all that is within each and every one of us. God in expression, that's what we are. Namaste.